Alright guys, we're back, and in this part I'm just gonna keep trying to catch my next member of the team. Unfortunately, this is gonna take a little while, or it would if I wasn't going quad speed. It was quite frustrating to do when I was playing through the game normally, but it shouldn't be too bad in this format, I suppose. Yeah, I tried moving around a couple levels. Anyway, what I'm looking for here is something to beat a gym full of fighting types. And specifically I'm looking for a Sableye because they are immune to fighting moves, as they're Dark and Ghost. So even though it's not really a good Pokemon overall, it gets the job done for what I need it to do. It plays a couple of roles in this particular playthrough that I find useful. So I'm going to pick one up, and of course, absolutely nothing in the upcoming gym can hit a Ghost type. So, I finally got one, and man, when this thing finally showed up, I was feeling like I should be so careful because it took so long to get it. So I threw a Great Ball, and that wasn't very nice looking when it broke out instantly, but I got it eventually. And this guy is going to be named Wall Hacks, because that's exactly what he does. He's going to wall off any attempts to do damage to my team, all during the times where his usage is actually going to be relevant. And so I'll just run away from everything else, get to the end here, give him the letter. And get Steel Wing, which would have been useful for the last gym, but now it's pretty much not going to ever be useful to me. Oh well. Also, in this city, if you talk to the fisherman at the lower right of the town, you can get an old rod, pick up some Magikarp or Tentacool. Magikarp, well, actually both of those, once they're leveled up, are excellent. I already have a water type, though, so not really a big need. Plus, both of them, well, I guess Tentacool's alright early on. Really, though, until it learns some strong moves, it's not too appealing. But once it gets full access to its poison and water types, then it becomes one of the better water you can use. But again, I don't want to level something new up, so I'm not going to do that. Or at least not something that I can't use immediately, like this Sableye here, Wall Hacks. So yeah, I got Astonish, and it's better to me than Leer, so I drop Leer for it. And I do want to level up Wall Hacks a little bit because I have some use for him other than in this gym. So I'm going to go ahead and fight all these guys. Nightshade's kind of an interesting ability. It doesn't work on normal because it's Ghost type, but it does damage exactly equal to your level. So when they start bulking up like crazy or otherwise raising their defenses, that will keep doing uniform damage. So it's nice to have available. And one more, and then I'm just going to go heal before I take on Brawly, because I'm using up a lot of PP to try to take these guys out. And yeah, Detect can be really annoying. And Protect. I used to think those moves were useless, but they do have some uses. I've seen some from like Killer Nacho and them who actually do play competitively, and it has a big impact in the stall game. Like when you're stalling for time to let poison or other effects do damage over time, then it can be a pretty big element in your gameplay. Or like when somebody explodes on you or something, you just take no damage and they die. So it can be useful for that, and I actually do find use for something like that later in the Let's Play, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So yeah, the nice thing about Sableye is, like I said earlier, absolutely nothing Brawly here has can actually hit me. So it's really just a matter of beating him down. Doesn't matter how much he bulks us up, doesn't matter how strong his moves are, just can't hit me. I'll spare you a cut into Vanilla Ice or something, or we're just gonna get through the gym, viewers. And actually, my first playthrough, his final Pokemon really destroyed me, because it bulks up a few times, and if you can't kill it... Well, okay, basically what happened to me is he bulked up a few times while I was hitting him, then he used a potion on it. I was like, oh my god, that thing is like triple attack, and it just swept me. I got swept by something that's actually a little bit lower level. And you can finally see in that jam that's actually an annoying jam. Oh, I do bother to get the old rod. Well, there you go. That's how you get it. And I don't know why I went in there. I thought they had something for me. Brain fart or something. So next you have to deliver the goods to Slateport. And I'm just going to skip all those guys. And the Ice Captain Stern isn't there, so you have to go into the museum. This is the guy you beat down earlier. If you talk to him, you get Thief. And it's a slight upgrade from some of the moves I have available on my Ghost, so I'll put it on. I don't use it a whole lot, but maybe a couple times, which is more than I used whatever I had, so. Yeah, I don't really have anything good for these guys. I just Nightshade and Fury Swipes. More Team Aqua trying to blow up the ocean or something. And there you go. Yeah, those things evolved into Sharpedos. They're actually water dark. And they would be good. They have a lot of offensive power. They're pretty fast, but they just can't take hits at all. If you like scrape them a little bit, they fall apart. They have about as much defense as a wet paper bag, so I do have a use for them, but not yet. Definitely don't want to raise one up. Way too much of a pain. And here I'm going to buy a couple more Pokeballs, some Super Potions, and Paralyze Heals, because you get paralyzed a lot in the upcoming area, and that's annoying. And I finally get some Repels, but I'm not going to use them right away, as I'm looking for something specific again. And hopefully this doesn't take as long as the last Pokemon hunt I went on. Get a lot of electric types. Oxan calls me. That's great. Just what I needed to be called. And most of the stuff here isn't very good, but what I'm looking for is decent. Also not very good, probably outclassed by a couple other things in its tier, but for what I'm looking for, it'll do its job for me. Here we go, a Gulpin. Poison type. This thing I am picking up specifically to counter Mace Starter, because Mace Starter counters my starter completely. And yeah, I'm just going to name him Tums after the medicine. It's stomach type Pokemon or something. I'm getting interrupted by Birch here. And these are required trainer battles, so I'm going to fight them. And I'm actually going to bother to switch in Tums a few times. I want to get him up a level or two. Right now all he has is Yawn and Poison Gas, and those are useful, but level 14 he learned something nice, so I'm going to spend the time to bring him up. Well, not much time since I have to fight these guys anyway. So there we go, level 13. And just another set of these plus-minus Pikachu knockoffs. They have terrible stats, they're not good at all. And they're only, like, calling cards if you run a doubles battle with them, they get an increased special attack, but their base stats are so horrible that it's really not worth it anyway. So, yeah, they don't impress me, and I'll just kill them off. And yeah, I get Sludge. It's a okay poison move, but same type attack bonus and super effective coming off the Gulpin is good enough to take out a Grovyle. So, yeah, I didn't actually mean to fight this kid, but he looked just when I tried to get past, so now I have to put up with him. And you have to be careful going north, because, yep, there's May. And this time you don't get an option, you have to fight her. So Chester Cheetah starts off with the Rock Tomb, just get rid of the lead. Then she puts in her starter, and I'm going to yawn it. And I was kind of hoping I wouldn't poison it, because then it wouldn't be able to move, it would just sleep. But it got poisoned, so I'll just poison stall and then hit it with one sludge, and yeah, despite being 6 levels higher, not really a hard fight there. And then this thing is weak to water, so owned. And I don't want Foresight. There's really not a lot of high evasion opponents in this. So now I just gotta get through these couple guys. Also required battles, no way around them. Yeah, apparently he's using hidden power fighting, or yeah, it has to be hidden power fighting, I guess, since it can't hurt the ghost. And then just Nightshade to get past the steel block. And that takes us to the next town. And I'm going to heal up. The next gym battle is electric.